Well, first of all, listen to what the president told us. First, the president broke a long principle policy of America that we do not pay for hostages. He paid a ransom. He said he had to give it in cash to Iran. That's the worst form to ever give anything to Iran. One, you can't trace where the money goes. Two, Iran sponsors terrorism around the world. The president said he had to give it in cash because he could not wire the money, meaning that the sanctions against it was incapable of wiring the money.
Because the system was not in place. Let me take you back 6 weeks, okay? This is what was spoken on the 4th of August. Give this a listen.
The reason that we had to give them cash is precisely because we are so strict in maintaining sanctions, and we do not have a banking relationship with Iran, that we couldn't send them a check. And we could not wire the money.
Was he telling the truth?
Well, now we find that's just not true. His own administration has wired money twice in the last 14 months. So they're capable of wiring money to Iran, which gives you a better trace of where the money's going, harder and less liquid for them to fund terrorism around the world. But what the president did, not only did he pay ransom for hostages, he did it in the manner that Iran asked for it, so they could fund it around the world. How many more times has Iran's boats come closer to our Navy after this has taken place?
Well, the Treasury Department said wire transfers were made, but the president just said there was no system for that set up. So either he did not know or he was not telling the truth. Which one is it?
Well, that's what we want to get to the bottom of. Because one, this Friday we have a bill up to stop any cash payments to Iran so they cannot fund terrorism. To go back to the principle that Americans, we do not pay for our hostages. Look what transpired. It only incentivizes other countries to take more hostages. After they were released from Iran, Iran has now taken 2 more American hostages. This is what is created by this administration. They're not being forthright with us about what's going on. They haven't told the American public. We had not found out about the money till afterwards. They had the capability of wiring the money that gives you a better trace of where it's going. But no, they did exactly what Iran asked them to do. Pay them in cash where it's liquid, they can fund terrorism.
So you're saying those were the demands of Tehran. That's the case you're making? And we had to meet those demands, otherwise there was no deal.
Those were the exact demands of Tehran, but why did we have to ever meet them? We did not. The president announced this when he announced the flawed agreement. That should never have been an agreement. It should have been a treaty, and it never would have been ratified. What the president had promised did not come true. What the president told us about why he had to pay it in cash, first he said it was not ransom, but his own State Department says something different. Then when we find reports that are written that his own Justice Department argued against paying Iran the money because they're afraid that more hostages would be taken, and yes, that has come to fruition as well. And now we're finding out the president told us that he had to pay it because there's no way to wire it. Now we find his own administration has wired money. So what is the truth here? That is why we're passing legislation to stop this ever happening again and more transparency.
That comes on Friday of this week. In 10 seconds or less, what do you think this has done to the power of Iran today, the authority they've now achieved?
Well, look, it's only made Iran stronger. It's only made the world less safe. And what's more important, America has taken a step back. And who has filled that void? Iran, Russia, and North Korea. Why is North Korea testing more now after they watch the way the president has handled Iran? Because it just goes to show this administration will give more to its enemies than to its allies.
I'm out of time. Thank you for yours. Kevin McCarthy.
Thanks for having me.
House Majority Leader on the Hill. Thank you.
Meanwhile, another rogue regime, North Korea, carrying out